Let's get some analysis on this. Joining us from London is Latin America Analyst Javier Farje. Javier, thanks for being with us. So, another political crisis for Peru. How is Jeri defending these allegations?
Well, people don't care. That's the only way you can actually describe the reaction of people. I have talked to many people, members of my family, because I'm Peruvian myself. They are so used to this, having 7 presidents since 2016. None of them finishing the period, and people are just getting on with their lives. In relation to the former President Jeri's impeachment, is basically the result of internal games within the 10 parties which are represented in the Peruvian Congress, who want to take a distance from Jeri because many of them want to be re-elected in the presidential and parliamentary elections in 8 weeks' time. So this is basically the excessive power that the parliament has actually acquired in a system which used to be a presidential system in order to play their own games. And this is one of the consequences of the situation.
So understandably, the Peruvian public just has complete fatigue over this. But what exactly is behind this revolving door of leaders for Peru? As you say, I think it's 7 presidents in the past decade.
Yes. Well, what happens is that the Congress is very divided. There are 10 political parties there or parliamentary groups. Some of them split from the original party that was elected to Congress in 2021. They are playing their own game. They've been playing their own game for a long time in terms of half of them being wanted to be re-elected in the next election in April this year. So this is the result, according to many analysts, and I agree with that, of this kind of like internal fights, internal disputes, which they use the presidential position as a target in order to be able to take a distance from this situation. So what happens is they're playing their own game, and Jeri, it is true that Jeri was seen suspiciously with this businessman of dodgy reputation, but there's never been a formal investigation in terms of what they did, what he actually did. And therefore, Congress decided to exercise the excessive power that they have in order to get rid of him. But the situation is getting worse because there's instability, there's a fragmentation in the political system in Peru. There are 36 presidential candidates for the April elections, 32 political parties taking part, all fragmented, all divided, and the consequences are being paid by the population because investors are losing confidence in terms of Peru because there's a tremendous political instability in the country.
Of course, and I was reading some analysis that the kind of miraculously, really, the economy has managed to remain in decent shape despite this many leaders over just a short period of time. But what exactly does this political instability mean for Peru, especially weeks out from this presidential election?
It's a very good point. We in Peru, we say we have 2 Perus, the official one and the real one. The real one is working as normal because they know that they cannot rely on the policies of the state in order to be able to grow the economy or protection of the environment or things like that. So they have like 2 separate entities. On the one hand, you have the elite, the political bubble, where they play their own games, they get rid of presidents, they attack each other, they split into different groups in Congress, and the real Peru, the Peru whose economy is marching by itself without depending in any shape or form of the state. And that is what happened in Peru. It's happening for at least, I would say, 20 years, long before the current crisis. Peru there are 2 Perus, as I said to you, the official Peru, the Peru of the politicians, of the fragmentation, of the internal fights, of the corruption, and the real Peru that works separate from the political entity. That's how Peru operates and has been operating for the last at least 20 to 25 years.
Doesn't sound like a situation that'll be resolved anytime soon. Thanks so much for your time and analysis, Javier Farje. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.